Luque versus Garry, my official prediction. Guys, I gotta go Luque. I'm not strong on it. I'm really not. I got a couple of problems with Garry. First off, Garry is better than he thinks he is. Garry really doesn't quite know how good he is. He comes off as very brash, but inside he's a little bit insecure. I mean, about his own fighting. When he broke into the top 15 and went and got a tattoo that said 15, they did an interview. They had a camera on him as he did. I mean, he was so joyful and he was so prideful. But it was to the point that it was a surprise. It was an accomplishment. I do know people that have tattooed numbers on themselves before, but it was always uniquely the exact same thing, which is it was whatever year they were in the Olympics. I know guys in 92, 2004, Summer Games, I only bring that because when he put a 15 on him, he was genuinely like, man, this might be the height of it. Let's write it down, mark it forever. I want to be able to tell my grandkids about this. And I remember seeing it going, hey, Garry, you're a lot better than this. You shouldn't even be 15. The day they put you at 15, they should have put you at 9. These people are incompetent. What are you doing? What are you doing putting the 15 on yourself? But I bring it to you because he's better than he knows he is. That's true. And the last time, in case you guys are wondering, the last time that Garry and Luque, who were teammates, who were in the same room every day, but the last time they sparred with one another had been over a year. And I know that some of you have been asking that. So Luque actually cleared that up for us all in an interview that came out in the evening hours last night. So we liked each other. We visited. We didn't hang out outside the gym, but we're very nice to each other in the gym. I thought he was a very good teammate. And I hope that he comes back when all of this is over. So no sour grapes there. No little extra motivation. I would like to know, from a personal standpoint, why Garry left. If they haven't trained together in over a year, why they could not continue to prepare in the same room. I just personally would be curious to that. I will tell you there has never been a time in history where we found a situation like this and the guy that left won. Never had a time in history where the guy that left was expected to win. The team and the coaches and everybody that got together and made their choice, which was a business choice, picked the right horse, which is very easy to do when you have firsthand evidence. Nobody's ever said that, but I can assure you as clearly as night follows day, even if it was a year ago, the winner of those sparring rounds was Luque. So, in that regard, I just got to share for you, I think that we're going to have an upset. And the one problem with Luque is he's inconsistent. I have seen nights where Luque was the best fighter in the world. I have seen a number of those nights. And I've seen some other nights where he came in with the silver medal and should have won, even if it was to squeak out a victory. He's not perfectly consistent. But if Luque does go out there and he brings the right Luque with him, and he come in here calm, come in here with the right mindset, which I feel him trying to create. Luque apparently doesn't do well with animosity. Because he's done everything he can to make sure there is no animosity. Luque has not historically done great in main events and high-pressure bouts. This one is going to jerk the curtain at the beginning of the night, top of the show. There's just a lot of things about this match. 5-round fights aren't Luque's favorite. This is scheduled free. There's just a lot of things where I really do think a very good Luque, a very good version of Luque is going to show up, and a very good version of Luque can go with any man on earth. And you juxtapose that against Garry, where I don't know where he's been training. I don't know how he's been training. Things are in his head. He said it himself. He said, I'm not motivated. I'm pissed off. Well, is that good? Right? I mean, if you change one thing, you can expect a different outcome. If you put peanut butter in the cookies instead of chocolate chips, just that one change, but we're not going to call them chocolate chip cookies. You now have something very different. And I don't know what a pissed off Ian Garry looks like. I don't know if that's a good thing for performance. I don't know if that locks him up, freezes him up. I don't know. I haven't seen it before. It's unique in its experiment. It would be a big deal if Garry lost. Garry's path and trajectory is just, you look at it like a stock market, it is straight up. Luque's might have higher highs, but he's also had lower lows, and he's had some plateaus in there. Their charts look very different. DraftKings has Garry as a 3.5 to 1 favorite. I did a poll on YouTube. It was damn near 50-50. It was very close. And you guys went with Luque. And you guys are the same ones that place the money and go over to DraftKings. So I'm just kind of wondering how that's happened. I think we have a few bettors that place their bet that would like to run that one back. I think that the unknown is changing a lot of people's minds. But the biggest deal with that unknown changing minds, the biggest deal with some of the stresses and outside pressures that Garry is facing, is every time you talk about that, and every time you reasonably conclude that that's going to reduce a Garry, you're now putting more pressure on Luque, and that's not where he does his finest work. You got a little bit, right? I mean, you got a little bit of a bypass that you've got to deal with, but my final analysis, and I don't know if I would have said it 2 weeks ago, I think I'm also impacted by the changes. I think I am impacted by the fact that since Garry was asked to leave Leon's gym in England, not only do I not know what gym he's training with, not only do I not know who his coaches are, I don't even know what country he's training in. I'm taking Luque.